Hello, YouTube. Today I'm going to scrape a news website called Seroi. However, it's going to be limited because I cannot jump between links. Okay? So essentially, what I'm going to go over is what I did, and every single day I'm going to gather more articles throughout the day, and ideally, I'll join tables on um the URL. I'll be creating more documentation in order for it to uh, acquire a more expansive set of text that will be used for some NLP analysis on articles, perhaps some classification that will go towards studying a little bit more deeply the nature of articles in Costa Rica and perhaps designing a model that can categorize articles better based on its text. Okay, so we're gonna go with the pipeline. Okay, so I'm using Scrapy. As you can see, I created this spider. It is called Seroi since usually you want to name spiders after the website that you are scraping. Okay. So now, when you go over this, I use a parse page, and parse article. So what does this mean? It means that I begin with the Seiroi website, and then I move on to the actual article, okay? And it is pretty neat because I go from the main website and then I go to categories that are not paid. So essentially, I go from the main website here and then I choose between Nacionales, Mundo, Economía, Deportes, Entretenimiento, but not Pro because Pro is where you have to pay, okay? So ideally, what I have is to explore the different articles. So far, Nacionales includes, um, let's see, Nacionales includes um, like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight articles. Then we move on to Mundo. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. No, that'd be eight. Correct. Yeah, eight articles. For this one too, we move to Economia. Economia has eight articles too. Deportes. Deportes has eight articles too. Entretenimiento. Well, entretenimiento is kind of different in this case. It has some repeated articles that we can have and it has some videos, okay? So far we're gonna start um, with the Scrapy module. And you can see that there are some um, article names that are not ideal, which is the root and the pound sign that you want to avoid. Overall, I'm going to go to through a deeper analysis as I go, but so far I want to present some results, okay? So as you can see, this pipeline that I've added uses MySQL, okay? So essentially what I do is I just connect to MySQL. I have my local host, and what I do is just provide this pipeline so that I can add the articles to the database in SQL. Of course, you can scrape to add it into a CSV document. That is perfectly fine. Like you could do -o um, article data.csv, and I could just go and do that. And it'll create a CSV document, of course. And as you can see here, it is, we have a CSV document, okay, with the article text, and it can be used in pandas. That is convenient too. Like I could say article data, I could rename it perhaps. I could rename it to article data, Julio 2, 2025, right? And I could also do it to article data Julio 2, 2025, 2025, uh, dot JSON. I can just move it to dot JSON and it works perfectly fine. Now I have a CSV file for Julio and a CSV file, uh, and a JSON file for Julio. It works quite well. So now we can go and explore what happens with this pipeline. As you can see, this data, uh, let's see, we can go over the different articles that are written by Agencia. As you can see so far, Agencia appears here, like here we have Agencia. Agencia appears for the first time in here. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Agencia appears like 5 times. So we can check that in SQL. Okay. So in SQL, I accessed already the database. My database is named Seroi, and I'm gonna access my table. Okay. So I'm just gonna say uh, select count and from as count author from se from Seroi Julio 2, 2025, group by autor. And you can see that one appears 5 times. We're going to see which one it is because I didn't acquire. I just got the counts, okay? So I can say select count, but I have to select autor. So we select count is count autor, from zero, group by autor. Then we can order by um, 2 descending, right? So we can see that Agencia, oh no, Agencia wrote 6 articles. I was wrong. So I have to check my counting. It is a little bit more difficult when it comes to uh, the CSV files, but I think we can start doing it in pandas thanks to the use of a CSV file, which can be done quite well in this directory. So we can go ahead with like Jupyter uh, notebook. Just put Jupyter notebook. Command not found Jupyter notebook. That is crazy. So I think I'll have to access with the CSV file. So I'm just going to go and use the CSV file outside. Okay, so outside of this, so we go to a particular file. So let's see, Jupyter CD desktop. Gonna see free code camp. We can get this going on. This is either programming A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. To be scraping. So you have to be like QRS. Oh, this is weird. So I have to use another one, but we'll check it in pandas. That'll be the case. To be free code camp, sweep 0, free code camp. Let's go with it. this thing bit new, and we can go to Scrapy, Big Spider, Free Code Camp. Okay, stop to listen. SVC Scrapy. I go to Luke's Spider Free Code Camp. There it is. And then what we can do is just explore the different ones. I'm gonna go with say really simple. Let's go to really simple. Say really. And here we're gonna have the CSV file. Okay, so let's go to Jupyter Notebook. So it's gonna be opened quite soon. Okay, so now we have a new one, notebook. We select that kernel, so let's import pandas as pd. Okay. We're gonna start exploring a little bit more of what you can do, sort of like the same thing as the SQL command, just to do something simple, seeing the same authorship. So we're gonna have a df is equal to pd read csv. That's gonna be the name of the file that we have right in here. Okay. As you can see, the file name is article data Julio 2025. So we're gonna go with article data Julio 2025 CSV. So we have df code dot count values, right? Count values, series object, df code 27. Does have 27 values. So you can go with that is interesting. The fact that a series object cannot have. So it should be value count. That is quite surprising. Df autor. You know what it is? And you see that the objects are in there. They appear quite normally. The thing is that usually you have df dot value counts. That's not true. Value counts. So you can't do that. So the correct one is df artículo good. And you can see that here agencia still has 6. So it's sort of the same principle that you can have. And you can see the text of the different values. Like I could just go and say df dot iloc. Let's just choose like 1. And it's just going to show this text. So I could do iloc. And we can get text. You just get the text in there and says el jugador no continuará en tras haber trabajado en ligas menores. And there's a thing, there's a mismatch because some of the text in this particular website will certainly be placed between the strong tags, and that definitely affects the quality of the coherence of text that we have in here. So I'm going to see what NLP projects can actually be performed with this data pipelines, but so far it isn't that bad. I'm going to keep acquiring articles every single day. I'm going to get articles from other sources, from newspapers such as La República, other newspapers such as La Nación and La Extra, and so on and so forth. And then I keep seeing precisely how writing in Costa Rica compares to other places. There's obviously going to be other scraping videos coming on, but right now it's just focusing on acquiring this data through thanks to tools that are as useful as scraping. And you see here that it is an impromptu sort of introduction to the marvels that Scrapy can perform. There will be a deeper analysis in future videos.